going back towards the underpants.
Only at night.
No, well, actually, quite seriously, the strange thing is that in some cases, I would say I've seen them more in costume than out. I would say, Peter Hamilton. Yeah. I would say I've seen Peter more as Gloin than I've seen him as Peter, and that is kind of strange. In fact, there were people in the crew who would never have seen us as ourselves. Yeah, not that many people, but there were people who hadn't seen us as ourselves. So,
what was bizarre is when we first started doing makeup tests, people were coming into the catering tent and we couldn't recognise them because they just looked so crazy. So when we first started seeing our makeups, it was, oh my God, that is insane. And then we started to get so used to our new faces and relating to each other with our new faces just became, second nature. Wasn't it? It was a bizarre thing when you think about it.
That catering tent, the catering tent that we used to have a lunch in, which was huge. It was about the size of this room, wasn't it? It was enormous. Yeah. And they would cater for, 400-500 people every day for lunch. Beautiful, beautiful food. You'd go in there, and anybody that hadn't been on the show for a long time or had just arrived that day would be amazed at this sea of weird faces and giants and little midgets and all that. And it became completely normal for us to look around and see, like Kiran Shad, who plays Bilbo Baggins' scale double, who's 3'6", and a chap who we refer to as Tall Paul, who's Gandalf's double, who's 7.5 feet tall. He's huge.
A lovely guy.
And they are both really close friends, and they go everywhere together. It's true.
You see them in the street, downtown.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've got...
Kiran and Tall Paul.
Yeah, and Tall Paul is a policeman. When he's not being there, he's actually a policeman in New Zealand. You imagine if you'd done anything wrong? It's just like, yeah, take me now, it's fine.
There was an instance on tour, when we were on tour down south where some guy got a bit silly in a bar and picked Kiran up. And so Kiran smacked him on the nose. Kiran is like off the ground, he's about that big.
Off the table.
About that big. So the guy picks him up. Kiran smacks him on the nose. He's a feisty little guy. And Tall Paul had to rescue him and carry him out.
Oh, yeah. It was terrible. I mean, that was when we were shooting down in near Milford Sound, and we were in a
Tiano.
Yeah, we were in a place called Tiano, and there was a band playing, and all the scale doubles went along, and Tall Paul, and basically, to cut a long story short, there became this bar fight, essentially, a proper full-on bar fight between some local people and all the scale doubles that were all, under 5 foot tall. And Kiran broke this guy's nose, and Tall Paul had to carry people out, lift them up by the scruff of the neck, just carry them outside. Extraordinary. That's what it was like.